Hello, I'm James Ham, the Lone Star Dog Trainer here in Central Texas, and today I'm going to display to you the Garmin Delta XC family. There are three members of the family: the Garmin Delta XC, the Garmin Delta XC Sport, and the Garmin Delta XC Upland. There are some minor differences between the three variants, and I'll highlight those to you today. The basic features of the Garmin Delta XC is that it has 18 levels of stimulation. It has 4 features: momentary stimulation, continuous stimulation, vibration, and tone. It has a half-mile range and it's waterproof to IPX7 standard. The XC Sport integrates 36 levels instead of 18, and it also has a bark limiter feature and an increased range to 3/4 of a mile. The XC Upland has the 18 levels of stimulation as the XC, but it also incorporates a beeper primarily for hunters. Very useful for them in upland situations. So the receiver itself is a very small unit, weighs only 2.9 ounces. It comes with a biothane strap to secure it to the dog's neck. The power button is located between the 2 contact points. On the Delta XC Sport, it's gray. On the Delta XC Upland, it's orange. And on the Delta XC, the power button is black. In order to turn the device on, you'll press and hold the power button. You'll hear 2 beeps. 2 beeps is on. Press and hold the power button. 1 beep is off. Again, 2 beeps is on. 1 beep is off. To charge the device, you'll have the word Garmin facing you. One aspect of the splitter cable will have a docking station. The thumb bar of the docking station faces the bottom. You'll go top to bottom, snap in. When it's plugged into the outlet, the light will turn red as it is here. When it's fully charged, it will turn green. It will go empty to full in 2 hours or less. These are lithium polymer batteries. They don't have any of the weaknesses of NiCads. The actual handheld or transmitter on the backside has a rubber flap. Lift the rubber flap up, it exposes a mini USB port. Plug the other end of the splitter cable into the USB port, and you'll see the only display on the screen is a flashing battery symbol. That battery will have either 1, 2, or 3 bars. 3 bars is green, 2 bars is orange, 1 bar is red. When it's 3 bars flashing and then stops, the unit is fully charged. Again, 2 hours or less, empty to full. The batteries are rated for 96 hours of use. That's continuous use. So if you are using them intermittently, shutting them off during different periods, the battery life will last longer. The Delta XC has 3 modes of operation. These 3 buttons are programmable via the mode button in the bottom left outer perimeter. 3 modes, as you toggle through, will display. The first one is vibration, continuous, momentary. The second mode is tone, vibration, momentary. The third one is tone, continuous, momentary. There are 3 safeties on the device itself. The first safety is that all of the buttons are recessed below the outer face, so that if you inadvertently press and hold it, the buttons do not activate, preventing an accidental discharge. The second safety is level 0. On level 0, all of the main buttons are disabled. No stimulation, vibration, or tone can go to the dog. The third and most important safety is the 8.5 second cutoff. So if you press the continuous button for 8.5 seconds, it will automatically shut off, again preventing an accidental discharge if it's in your pocket, if it's pressed up against something. But that's a safety to the dog. To turn the device off, you'll press and hold the power button until the screen shuts itself off. Takes about 3 seconds to turn it on. Again, hold it for about 2 seconds. Turns on. When the screen populates, it's going to show 4 pieces of information. The main number in the center of the screen is the stimulation level. Above it, you're going to have a LCD bar underneath a black, red, or blue sticker that symbolizes dogs 1, 2, or 3. To the right of the number is going to be a battery symbol. Again, the battery shows the status of charge. 3 blocks is green, 2 blocks is orange, 1 block is red. And below it, you have your mode. In this configuration, it's in tone, continuous, and momentary. Those are the 4 pieces of information you're getting in the screen. So the Garmin Delta XC Sport has a couple features that the Garmin Delta XC does not have. The main one is the bark limiter feature. The bark limiter feature allows you to correct your dog's barking when you are or are not at home, and when you are or are not in a training session. To turn the bark feature on, you're going to press the power button, which has a symbol of a dog's head. Once I press that button to the left of where the stimulation number used to be, the dog's head's going to display, and you're going to see a V. V stands for vibration, so every time your dog barks, it's going to send a signal of vibration to the collar, letting your dog know to stop, or at least marking it. If I want to change that into the auto rise feature, I press the up arrow, to increase the stimulation level, to go from V to A, which stands for auto rise. Auto rise has 18 levels of automatic bark control. As your dog barks, it will increase in level until it stops the dog. Once it stops the dog, after a period of 2 to 5 minutes, it will lower itself down to 50% of what the level that stopped the dog reached. So if it goes up to level 14, within 2 to 5 minutes, it will lower itself down to level 7. If the dog starts barking, it will start at level 7 again, and then work quicker up to the level that stops the dog. When you turn the device off, it zeroes it out, so that memory is gone. If I want to change it into a manual bark control mode, I press the power button again. And now I can increase my level 1 through 18 and back down again. But it does not change once it's on the dog. I also have the bark and train feature, so as I toggle through the screen, you'll see that sometimes I have just the dog's face, that's bark control only. If I press it again and you see the mode display again, where there's tone, continuous, momentary, if you see the mode, it is now in bark and train mode, and what you can do is you can preset the level, so if your dog decides to provide feedback as you are training him, barking back at you, it can automatically correct the bark and you can still stay in training mode. And the levels can be set differently. So if I have the bark level set at level 10, but I'm training at level 6, or vice versa, it gives me that flexibility. To come out of bark and train mode, I press the power button until the dog's head display comes off the screen, and now I'm in training mode only. The unit also has 36 levels of simulation versus 18 for the Delta XC. Some of them are lower, but the top end of the collar is exactly the same. The Delta XC Upland has the bark limiter feature, the 18 levels, but it has a couple of modes that are a little bit different because of the beeper function. And that is the primary difference between the Upland XC and the others. In order to expand the collar from 1 to 2 to 3 levels, you're going to have to marry the receivers in the field. In order to do that, you'll take your first receiver. It should come married already to your device. If for any reason it's not, the process is very simple. Both devices need to be on. You're going to press and hold the power button on the receiver until you hear one beep, shutting it off, but you are going to keep the button depressed, holding it down. When that happens, you're going to press the continuous button, vibration button, or tone button on your transmitter for 3 to 5 seconds. You're going to hear an auditory beep, 1, and then your device is off. When you turn the device back on, you can test it with tone, continuous, or vibration to make sure that they are married together. So I'm going to shut the device off. I hear one beep. I press the continuous button. I hear the beep. I turn the unit back on, and I'll test it with tone. That's dog 1. Now I want to add a second dog. I press the dog selector switch. I go to dog 2. I turn the receiver on. 2 beeps. I'm going to press and hold it off. I'm not going to release the button. 1 beep off. Press the continuous button for 3 to 5 seconds. I hear 1 beep. Turn it back on. Press the tone button to verify. That is my functions check. So if I press the tone button and I hear the receiver emit the tone, I know these two devices are talking to each other in that position. So the entire Delta XC family uses the same receiver, and the receiver comes with 2 types of contact points. Short for dogs that have very smooth coats, smooth-coated Labradors, Vizslas, Weimaraners, that sort of dog. And then it has longer points for dogs like German Shepherds, Australian Shepherds, Border Collies that have thicker coats. It'll come installed with the 3/8 contact point. In order to remove the contact point, you take the wrench supplied, put it on there, loosen the contact points off. Then insert the long contact point. Take the wrench and tighten slightly. So now the receiver will be able to go through heavy hair and still make contact with the dog's skin. To fit the collar properly, the first thing you must do is actually turn the collar on. Press the power button, you're going to hear 2 beeps. Now you know that it's on. The biggest mistake people make is they forget to turn the device on, so when they go to use it, it's not connected. So before we put on the dog, we turn it on, press the tone button, verify that the unit is in fact on. Once we fit it to the dog, we're going to put it high up on the dog's neck. The dog's neck is trapezoidal in shape, so we're going to go high up on the neck so that it can't slide down and loosen by coming forward. It can go anywhere from base of the ear to over the larynx trachea to base of the other ear. It can be worn up to 8 hours a day, as long as you move it every 2 hours to keep the dog comfortable. The tension must be set sufficient so that if the dog extends his neck or drops his neck, that the contact points do not come off the skin. Conversely, we don't want it so tight that we can hear the dog exhale. So I should be able to squeeze my fingers between the contact points and the dog's skin comfortably, but when I remove my fingers, it should spring back and touch the skin. I should also be able to fit 2 fingers underneath the collar strap, 180 degrees away from the collar. So if I have it on the dog and it's over the larynx, I should be able to fit 2 fingers underneath here with some tension, and then when I remove it, it snaps back to the dog's neck. Rogue place. Sit. Fit the collar. I'm going to go high up on the neck. I'll tuck the extra strap in so it doesn't flick her ear. Underneath the strap, I'm going to fit 2 fingers, and I'll also test it where the contact points are by sliding 2 fingers between the contact points and the skin. Good job, girl. Abe, here. Place. Good boy. Sit. And that wraps up the Garmin Delta XC family.